All right. I'm gonna wait for this to start back over, but welcome back to Don the Shui. I'm your boy, the Fang Shui. I don the hat, I don the fang, and I'm here, and I get it done, man. All right, I'm not gonna lead in with that. But Frozen Shores, For Honor, Season 5, Year 4. Year 5, Season 4. The final season of this year. It's been 5 years since For Honor dropped. I know this is an old ass game, but let's be real. I'm still playing it heavy. I'm still coming crazy, and that shit. If you see directly where my finger is pointing, past the Griffin, um, we're about to get a new hero, and I'm thinking this new hero is gonna be Wu Lin because that is not a fucking any other. That's not no Viking ship. Japanese pirates don't have those type of sails either. Like this is a Chinese pirate. Like that is those sails literally sell it. I mean, yeah, they got the little cross skull and crossbones, but they got it. And yeah, maybe the dragon on the front was a dead giveaway. But I mean, even if you took the dragon out, which is just like it doesn't always have to be a dragon. But I think sometimes they do adorn it with dragon. But literally, the sails alone let me know this is a Chinese hero. It's gonna be part of the Wu Lin, and I'm ready for another character because you know what? I think, and it's not my choice to say, but I think they fumbled the bag in a way by giving us. Because look at how cool this character is gonna be. He's got the sword, he's got the giant cloak, he got the shoulder pads. Warmonger trying to stand up. Griffin like, damn yo, we just got finished squaring up, and we got another person joining the party. I'm like, hell yeah, let's get it. Like, come on. But yeah, so as you can see here, we got For Honor, Frozen Shores. This is the new season 5 trailer game thing. Officially, it's going to be the last season. Basically, they're coming into the last season of the year, but this is going to span into 2022. And as you can clearly see, they're not going to sit here and have a mysterious cloaked figure in the background and not introduce a new character. I think they've been sleeping on it, and I don't know if they just haven't been making more heroes because they know that it's like the drop off from like the first couple of years of this game is like probably pretty big, but it's still a pretty big fan base. Um, but they know that the drop off is pretty heavy, and you know all of the diehards are still here. I'm still in here. My friends keep making fun of me because I'm playing this game. They're like, "Why are you playing that old game?" And I'm like, "Because this old game is fire. Like, there's no point in me acting like Raging Fire didn't just make this game more fire." But outside of me talking about, you know, For Honor going into its 6th year while also giving us most likely a 6th Wu Lin, even though, like I said, I think they fumbled the bag. They gave us Warmonger, which we knew was coming to the Knights class, and then they gave us Griffin. He could have been saved for maybe year 6. Frankly, in my opinion, I think you should have saved Griffin for year 6. And if you had another Viking type character to come out, you should have gave the Vikings their 8th character. You gave the Samurai their 8th character, which I'm very proud of because I like the Kyoshin. He's a pretty tough hero. I still have some qualms because I think some of Orochi's moves should have been Kyoshin's moves. But I digress. He's still a cool hero. He's still in the game, and he still has some pretty cool stuff that he can do. And now we're about to get a big name added because clearly they're making it out for all my One Piece fans out there. They're making it out to seem like 1 and 2 are basically like the Yonko of the game. They're like the big hitters, the characters that do the real damage, the fighters that don't need 50 people behind their back. Like the Wulin came in like a squad, you know. Tiandi was running point. Nucio was coming in on the back end doing the stealth kills. You know, John June was sitting there like, yeah, I'm the old man, but I still got hands. And then Shaolin was back there backflipping with Nuxia. And then they revealed Zhang Hu, which was like a nice little like kind of tank, kind of, I don't want to say assassin. What's the other type? I guess like he's kind of a heavy, because I always have them all as girls, because I always like to have it more like female heroes. But he's kind of like a heavy mixed with like I want to say a Vanguard a little bit, but he's one of those weird hybrids that's like I don't really know where they fall. Like for instance, like for some reason, Aramusha, I literally see him as like a heavy assassin. He does the stuff that assassin classes do. He has the attacks that are like really fast and like maneuverable and stuff like that. But then his body and his things are basically like a heavy. Like he can eat hits, he can like do move through big stuff. Some of his stuff has like unblockable stuff, a little bit like the Berserker over here. Aramusha kind of fills that role pretty well. I don't really know how Zhang Hu kind of, because they don't really have unblockables, but anyway. But I mean, and then we got our new heavy, our new heavy to Hitakiri, which is a really good additive. But that's what I'm saying. The armor class, or the armor class, the Knights of Templar class got 2 new heroes, and Vikings didn't get their 8th hero. But Wu Lin is about to get their 6th, which I'm thinking is really great because I would love some more Wu Lin heroes. I really like this class. This class has a lot of flair. But where was I going with this? Oh, so back to the article here. I don't know if you could actually see all of the stuff that I was doing in my menus, but I think the menus had the little thing in the corner. So if you could see my little thing in the top corner over there, you'll know. But basically, they're talking about how, yeah, For Honor's in their 5th year and they're doing a great thing and everything's cool. And Thursday they released this thing because it did just release, and now we're about to have all this other stuff. And then they said, where is it? Yeah, because they did the Dead by Daylight crossover. That Dead by Daylight crossover was pretty tough. I like the game mode of running from the fake Jason X like demon character, and you had to fight each other, but you also wanted to lead each other into the trap so that thing could come get them and kill them for you, and then you technically get the kill, but then you could probably like take out the thing. But the cool thing is the Warrior's Den, which I don't know. Yeah, this is just a trailer. They do the Warrior's Den They didn't have. I don't remember the schedule for it right now. But we're looking at late January. We're getting Warrior's Den, and they're gonna reveal the new hero. For Honor trying to act like they about to take time away from biking. Let's be real. I'm gonna be playing Strive, and I'm gonna be playing biking more than I'm gonna be playing this. But in my off time, I do find myself floating around on For Honor and playing this game. So I'm really excited about it. Yeah, this was the Dead event, I think, right? I don't know. Hi, my name is Jimmy. I'm gonna tell you some stuff. Oh, that Sonic trailer was great. But yeah, basically, we got a new character coming. I'm kind of excited. I hope that he's gonna be tough. I'm hoping he's gonna have some good mix-ups and everything, and hopefully, we'll get a good new hero. I mean, not saying that all the other heroes aren't good, but this is where I was going. Gonna make this a two subject video because I just wanted to do that. But another thing that I was thinking about was what is going to be the future of For Honor now that we're going to jump into year 6. It's been 6 years in the game. We already got PS5 out. They already showed that they could do some like low level stuff with this Godfall game. Even though I'm a little upset at how they kind of pushed it out, making it sound like, oh, it's gonna be like a free to play, maybe you might be able to play it type game, um, and everything like that. But I'm thinking that it's a little unfair that they revealed it to where it's free to play if you previously owned it when it first came out on PS5 when nobody could have a PS5. So if you had it prior to that, then it's like it's free to play to some aspect in that. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Then they had, oh, the expansion or the end of the story part is also supposed to be free if you did something, but when my friend looked it up, it was like a $15 or like a $15.99 upgrade fee to get the end of the game. Like, okay, you're hiding the finished game behind more money. Like, what if somebody paid the full price? And then I looked on it for PS4 and it's $69.99, and I'm like, this game, I want to play it, and I want to play it really bad, but I don't know if I'm gonna pay $69.99 for Godfall, knowing good and goddamn well when I get the PS5, I'm playing a lot of other stuff. So I think that was kind of a bad thing because Godfall could, and they were selling themselves in the Game Awards, but Godfall could have easily gotten a ton of people on the game and on the servers. They would have just made it free, just for this pocket of time around Christmas. All those other time, or at least give like a huge discount. Like, come on, nobody's really playing Godfall like that. Like, come on. And I think, and in my opinion, I think Godfall was, in my opinion, I think Godfall was supposed to be PS5's kind of version of a game that could grab people. That's kind of like a base PS game, kind of like how For Honor did, where it's just a game that you could just play and you could just enjoy it, and it's just fighting and it's medieval stuff, medieval, even though it's a little bit more fantasy, but it's like warlords and action and all that other stuff, and you could just play it with your friends, and it's just one of those games. And the idea of For Honor, though, I think, while everybody that I know and even me myself is thinking maybe they should do a For Honor 2 and literally open up the game For Honor 2 with a another faction. Go back to the game window. Literally open up the game with another faction. But I'm still thinking, like, either you're gonna make For Honor 2 and we're gonna get a fifth faction, and basically For Honor 2 is gonna have like the sigil where instead of the little three prong, because that's the other cool thing about For Honor that I think it was just a design choice. The little three angles of defense also technically kind of coincided with the fact that there were three factions prior. And I feel like the fact that there are four now, I feel like there should be a separate thing added to the game if they're gonna make a second game for this. Um, and also I think they need to add a new faction. So I still think that, oh well, first part, they should add a jump to the game. I think not a jump in the sense of like, oh, I could just spam X and I can do whatever. It's a tactical jump. So me and my friend were talking about it last night, and we were saying how if they were to do a jump in the game, it could just be, instead of you know how you press the direction to do a dodge and you'll dodge in a specific direction. Now it's like, yo, you want to do a jump, you tap X, but you don't press any direction, but you can still be locked on. And if they try to do a sweep or something, you're blocking, and then they try to do a sweep and you see it, you can jump and probably do a light or something and attack them out of that. Maybe the jump might not be able to block, but it could be a good, like, oh, you're not gonna knock me down, and also I can counter kind of new thing to the game, which can add a new gameplay method. Because look, you got, especially for characters that are like assassins that should be like quick and nimble, easily an assassin should be able to just come through. Oh, this controller's dying too. Easily an assassin should be able to come through. Turn on my other be able to come through and be able to do certain things like the ninja should be able to have like a smoke bomb thing that if they press jump, say if jump was, and say if instead of them having the three cardinal directions, they had the three main directions and the bottom one that you can press that has like an extra ability if you do the jump. So say if you just hold straight down back, that could that's one thing that the Aramusha already has when he does his like twin sword thing and does his parry. That move is already in the game. So you have that. Most shielders tuck behind their shield by holding down on the D-pad on the joystick. And then you have other characters who can sit back like Orochi. If you press back, you jump back and hold down and then hold the trigger. She sits back and loads up her strike so that she can do her running slice. Like, it's already in the game. Make it actually part of the game. It's already in the game. Make it part of the game. And then you can give characters like um, the shinobi. You could give it a thing where if you're holding down and back, she's prepared to do a smoke bomb jump. So if you're parrying, and then like somebody's trying to sweep you or somebody's trying to throw you or something or trying to guard break you, and you manage to you hold down the back and you press X, she could do a smoke bomb and then appear behind you and do something else. Same thing with the Shaolin. The Shaolin can get back into his stance because he still has his like staff stance that you can hold and then like do moves from. But he could be back in his like Wukong stance, or like the down button could be like him doing the monkey thing where he's on the staff and he's like sitting up back on the staff away from you, and then he could like do something off of the staff and it counts as like part of the jump, the down back jump tech that you can add to the game. That could be a whole new way to play the game. And then that's where it goes into when they add the second faction, or the fifth faction, I should say, which I keep saying savage, but I could say like feral, but I still don't like that because I'm trying to think of a proper way to talk about this faction, or proper way to call them without it coming off like sounding like all of these peoples are savages, or are just like, because the Vikings, they have Vikings. We know they're savage. They're savage in their like ferocity, but they just have Vikings as a class. Where like these could be the amalgamation of like warriors, because again, you got, and easily this faction can be filled. You got the Zulu warrior, African. He could be either a taller guy or it could be a shorter guy. It doesn't matter. Africa comes in all sizes. But you can have the Zulu warrior maybe being like a lawbringer type character, where he's a big and tall guy. He's really tall. He's got his long, like a wide shield, kind of like how Black Prior has that full body shield. He has like a full body shield that he doesn't really use to block, but maybe he like uses it to parry or something. But maybe he uses it to like parry more than he does to block, and then he just has like the abilities kind of similar to Valkyrie, where he's using his spear a little bit more trickily behind his big thing, and then maybe he has like his down back X could be like different type of like tricky movements. Maybe he has like a fast step or like a shaka step or something like that, where it's basically like a bait or something that either gives him more damage or whatever, or something like that, where it gives him a buff. This is the other thing too. I was thinking about, if this new class was to be introduced into the game, you can introduce a system that could also fall on this like this fourth angle, where some characters have extra abilities with their down back X, and some characters can be like, they can buff themselves with down back X. So like a character like Shugoki, he can have a down back X where maybe he doesn't have a jump, but he can, you know how like when he does his charge or his grab, he has armor and he can do armor through his swings. He could just have something where he basically just stealth, like naturally just gives himself like a strength buff for maybe a couple seconds, but he has to have time to do the move. So then it's like if you go into this other class, like you have the Zulu class, the down back X is maybe them doing a shaka step, and then they get like a speed enhancement, and they can like move around, and like they're better at the side to side movement, and they could catch you with a spear jab on the side, and then come around and catch you on the other side, and they like Y5 or something, and they dance out or something. Then you could have then another one. You have the Maori. You can have the ancient Maori warriors where they're using the hook. They can either use a hook sword, or they can use like a. They could go obsidian blades or knives or something, or anything that could go with the Maori thing. And they have their haka, and they do their haka thing, and that gives them like a strength boost or something. And that could be like the heavy, like The Zulu could lead the thing as like a vanguard almost. You could have the Maori warrior as like the heavy character. He's doing the all of those things. You can have I was saying the Aztec slash Mayan like leopard warrior with the obsidian club. You can have him as either like an assassin or like a hybrid. Um, you can have like the Native American like bush warrior or something from, and you got shit just going into Native American tribes alone gives you a plethora of warriors right there, just that whole class. So oh, that's what it is, the native, that's what I was gonna call the class. Like it'll be like you have the knights, you have the Vikings, you have the samurai, you have the Wu Lin, and then you would have the natives. So it'll be like the all of the like tribesmen that are like the warriors of these different tribes. And then you would have I said like the Zulu, you got the Maori, you got the Jaguar warrior from the Aztec, or it was either Aztec or Mayan, but whatever's the one where they dig up in their chest and rip the heart out and be like, raw blood, give it to Kowalczyk. I think that's Mayan. And then, like I said, you got the Native American warriors, and then you can have like the Inuits from up north, where they have all of the freaking like fur and everything on them, and they have like the whale hook or something like that. Maybe they like throw the hook at you and like yank you in or something, and like knife you down and then gut you or something. Like you got cool warriors. You got a plethora of cool warriors on this planet. Um, but yeah, so I think like either For Honor is if For Honor personally I like this game. I'm not even gonna say it. Personally, I love this game. I love this game because of how they are goofy while still having most of these heroes be generally realistic and kind of the most realistic while still being their own game. But they generally are trying to go with a more realistically themed warrior to put in this game. And you can't sit here and say, oh, well, the native warriors are going to be like assed out because they don't really wear that much armor. And then you got Vikings out here with they whole chest out. Like, you can't act like you got gladiators with they whole chest out. Like, you can't act like you can't have warriors in this game that literally are just in like a little bit of like armor and maybe like some grass armor, or they have like something to do. Like, because literally the Zulu warrior can have a thing where one, he has the face shield which he can use to parry, and then his spear could have like a little like grass leaf like diversionary thing on the top that he can use as like a thing to kind of get you to kind of know you don't know where he's gonna attack from, because the shift of him just doing this is literally you going back and forth. So you can kind of get how he would actually use it is using the grass flurry to kind of get you confused so he can hit you in a certain way. But that's how you could put it in the game, and it's like a natural thing for him to do, but it's also a trick up mechanism. So but yeah, if they do a For Honor 2, which I'd be down for, put it on PS5, maybe cut down on some of the the gigabytes it requires to play it, because you already got the base game kind of done. Just update all the graphics and polish everything. But again, this game, for as old as it is, I mean, look at the polish. I mean, you don't even have to like. In my opinion, you don't have to do too much with this game. Like, look at the polish already. It has good lighting. It has good movement. I mean, the hair and the stuff could be a little bit better. Seeing how that new Hellblade is running from that Sauna's whatever that game is, the Celtic warrior game. Seeing how that's running, I mean, that's a cutscene and you're playing it. But still, like, whatever polish you can put on this game, the only thing I can say is maybe the only thing you have to update is just how the clothing interacts with the out. But you don't really have to do that much. I think the way it's doing now, like, yeah, maybe a shirt doesn't move this rubbery. Like, you can clearly see like everything has its own like kind of rubber. It has like a weight on the bottom so that it can sway the way it needs to sway when she moves, and you can see what parts of it kind of move and what parts have to stay static and everything, and depending on what it is, but it still is able to move in kind of a natural way for the most part, which is not too bad because it does move pretty well. Um, the only upgrade would probably be just making the hair move better, or just making like the tassels feel a little bit lighter instead of them feeling like they're kind of like heavy plastic on top of the front of it. Because looking at it now and then looking at how the next gen stuff looks, this literally looks like you have a strip of plastic or like gum stuck on the front of her helmet right here, and that's what's giving it the nice movement, but it still feels kind of rubbery, and it's not in that uncanny like realism like how next gen is gonna feel. But like I said before, add a new faction, add a new game way to the game, add a new way to play it, a new thing to do. You already got four factions worth of characters that all you have to do is maybe just polish it up and like upgrade the graphics and maybe add a little bit more to the story or whatever you want to do, but you already have a ton of characters. And just like any fighting game, people who love the game, they want their characters back. So all you do is bring all of these characters back, polish them up, bring them all back. We already got the four factions. You don't got to worry about filling out the roster and nobody having. Everybody's got a character in this game. You got plenty of characters. Everybody's got a character. They're about to have six Wulin. Really, the thing you're going to have to lead into, I'd say if they was to make a For Honor 2, you got to flesh out every class. So knights, I really feel like if you're going to start the new game, we're going to need a new knight that's either more dangerous than Warmonger or just better than Griffin. And that just closes out the knight class because they have 10. They would have 10. Then you got to introduce three more Vikings or three more Viking-esque warriors. Then you got to introduce maybe two more Japanese warriors, two more from there. Um, and then because we're getting another Wulin, so Wulin needs four more heroes, and then you can do the native class, where they'll start off with the main four, like I said, the Zulu warrior, the leopard striker, the Maori tank, and then the Native American like ranger or assassin or whatever like that. And then maybe you release the next one is the Inuit hero that comes from like the snowy mountains, the whale hunter. You can have the aboriginally, like the Australian aborigine, like warrior from there, the old warriors from that type of region of the land. Um, I feel like Mongols might fit more into the Wu Lin side. And depending on what this pirate character is going to be, I feel like if this pirate character is not a Mongol or something to that nature, then I don't know what kind of like what region it would come from. Maybe it'll just be just like northern or southern China that he would come from. But I feel like the Wu Lin is definitely comes from different ranges because he's from Tibet. He's probably from I want to say northern. She's probably from northern. I feel like this would be southern, and then this would be like western China. kind of moving more towards India. Oh, that's what it was. Indian warriors, the Indian and Arabic warriors. You can have those in the game too. You can have like the Sheik warriors or Sikh, um, where they come through with maybe they'll have the ribbon blade. You know how they have the blade that kind of unfolds because it's like coiled up and they can like whip you with it, but it's a sword. Or they can have the scimitar, or they can have those like those ring the what is it called? It's the disc blades that they have that basically the chakram. They can have chakram. Like you got a whole lot of warriors in this planet, bruh. And y'all literally just came to China and then y'all stopped. And I mean, yeah, they got this new hero coming out, but that's all you did. You stopped at China. Like we got a lot of heroes out here, and there's a lot of ones with brown skin. Let's get some brown skin in this game. Like, come on. But but yeah. So that was my little For Honor rant. I think it's gone on long enough. It's about 30 minutes I've been going. But thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Remember to follow the way and have a nice day.